Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Ryan and I'm glad you are here for part 2 of our series. We're working on the Chevy 2 here. Guess what? Tonight we're going to finish this project up. That's right, we're going to complete the project. I know that's what you all want to see. So let's get straight to it and get this project done. Alright guys, so I picked up a few parts here. Let's take a look. I got the intake back from the powder coater, so turned out pretty good. We went with a satin black finish on it, and I think it turned out pretty good. So I think once we get it in there, it's going to match. This is the same satin that we have on the core support and the inner fender wells and the subframe and stuff like that. So once we get it right here, it should blend in pretty well, I think. We already had the air filter. I had a big 4-inch clamp. This one's actually 122 millimeter to 114 millimeter HPS clamp, and this T-bolt clamp was too big. That's what I was running on the old intake. So I picked up another one, and this one's a little bit smaller. So this is the 116 to 108 there. Millimeters. So this should work to go right around our HPS coupler we have here. So that'll squeeze this a little tighter. This is 105 here. Well, technically it's 105 millimeter throttle body, so the outside's a little bigger. So I picked up a new T-bolt clamp to go on that, so that should hold the intake pipe on there well. And then I picked up some rubber grommets here. So I've got an idea. I want to use these, and these are I picked these up off eBay. I've actually ordered a few times from this same guy off eBay, and it seemed to work pretty well. So these are the 1 1/8 by 7/8 by 1/8 inch. So basically it's 1 1/8 inch hole that I'm going to drill, and then this opening here where the air is going to come through is going to be 7/8 and therefore a 1/8 inch panel. And I think what we're going to try and do is open up behind the grill here. So I'm going to drill some holes and use these rubber grommets to put on the holes, because this is actually an aluminum core support. So once we drill it, you know, you're going to see some bare aluminum there, and I think that this you know, these grommets will just kind of hide it. So I think it's going to work pretty good. So basically we've got this flat spot here between the radiator and the inner fender that I'm going to kind of mark out and see if we can drill some holes. If we can't, it's no big deal. I'm just trying to get, you know, some of that fresh air coming in from the front of the car, just to try and keep things as cool as possible. So that's the project, I think, for today. I'm going to just try and mark it out and see what we can't line up here. Alright, so I actually made a little cardboard cutout template here, and you can see some little holes in it, and I've kind of marked where we're going to put where we're going to drill the holes and put the grommets. So I've got 3 coming across the top, then I'm going to do 2, then kind of 1 down through here. So I went ahead and marked it, and I just put the intake back in there just to test fit it, and it all looks pretty good. So now what I'm going to do is put some tape on the front of the core support here behind the cardboard, and go ahead and mark all these holes for where I need to drill, and then I'll come in probably from the back side here and drill through. So maybe I can get away without taking the grill off. So that's my plan. So let's go ahead and mark them and get ready to drill. Alright, first hole drilled. Let's see. There we go. See that big hole there in the core support? Come around this side, we can see. There we go. Got the first hole there. Pretty good size. Pretty good size. So 1 1/8 inch hole, and then we'll be taking the old rubber grommet here and sticking it in there and see how it cleans up. You can see all the shavings and everything. So one down, I wanted to do this one, make sure the grommet fits like I want it to before I go and do the rest of them. So I think it's gonna look pretty good. There we go, grommet number 1 in. So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 more to do. So first one in, and you can't really see it from out here, but you can see the hole. So that should function just like we want it to. Get the cold air in there. All right, so all 9 grommets are in there now. It's got a nice clean look. I think I like it. It kind of hides where, you know, the bare aluminum was, so it looks really good. And I think they'll bring a little bit of cool air in, you know, for that air filter that sits right here. So it should work pretty good. You can't even hardly see them from outside the car, especially when I don't have a, you know, a light shining in there. But you can see you got direct access straight through the grill. Got a nice big opening, so it should help bring some air in. So tomorrow I'll get over here and keep working. We need to get this catch can mounted over here. The old holes that I had right there, those 2 holes, those aren't going to work. It's too far forward, so I'm going to move it back a little bit. So I need to get the catch can mounted, build a hose from basically the oil fill over to the catch can, and then mounting the, you know, the intercooler or the intake pipe here is super simple, just a couple hose clamps. So I think we're just about in business. Shouldn't be much longer. Should hopefully wrap it up tomorrow night. All right, next night over here in the shop, and we're getting it set up. So I went ahead and threw the intake tube on here, and we've got the filter on there. So what I'm doing right now is, A, I just wanted to see how everything looked, and then B, I'm getting ready to mock up for where we want to mount the catch can over here. So I've got some tape down, trying to draw out some, basically where I want to drill my holes, and then went ahead and threw the adapter in here for the oil fill, and been trying to measure and see how the line is going to run over here to the catch can. So it looks like it's going to work pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and drill some pilot holes and make sure everything lines up, and then go ahead and drill them out all the way, and we can get this catch can mounted. Once we mount the catch can, we can make our line. Basically then we can go ahead and untape everything and mount it in here for good and see how it all looks. So let's go ahead and start on that. Check it out. We've got the cold air intake on there now, and we've got the T-bolt clamp tightened down. It fits really nice, and we've got the catch can over here. As you can see, kind of fits in there right next to the air filter. And then we will go ahead and build the hose now to connect the valve cover over the catch can. But I wanted to show you where we were at currently and give you guys a little peek at it here. So I think it looks pretty good. Alright, so let's go build that hose now. I'm also going to take this hose, see that one going to that catch can, and I'm going to shorten it because it's too long right now. I had it longer. With the old intake, we kind of had to loop it down and under, but I'm going to go ahead and take a couple inches out of that hose as well to kind of clean that up a little bit. So now it's hose time. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my hose, and this is actually a hose I had on another setup previously, and I've already got a 45-degree end on here, so I'm going to use this. I'm actually going to cut the hose right here because I just need a short one. So I've marked it, and one of the things I want to show you, I've got these really nice snips from Vibrant that work really well to cut any type of braided hose really clean. So I highly recommend these or anything similar out there. These from Vibrant seem to work really well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to zip this off of here and just make sure I've got it square on the hose, and then pretty easy little cut there. So you get a really clean end, and then I've got exactly what I need. Now the other thing I've got here, which I will show y'all. So here, let me show you this real quick. And this is a tool from Cool Tools. And what this is a little thing that will help you. It's like a hose press. that will help you put these ends on here, which is a really neat setup. It goes from 4AN all the way up to 16AN. It's got all these different adapters here to help you get these on. And basically what we're going to do is take our 90-degree hose end, and you just slip it in here like this, and this clamp will hold it, and we'll get it perfectly vertical so we know which way it needs to go. And then on this side we will take, all right, let's see, I marked my hose for which way I want the 90 to be on the other side. So basically we will take this and clamp it down in here like so, and then we will get a ratchet and spin this on, and it will push the hose on as a hose press here. So let me make sure I got it perfectly lined up here. And then also what I like to do is just take and put a little bit of WD-40 or any sort of lubricant on here, and that'll help it slide right on really smooth. So let me grab some of that in the ratchet, and then we'll crank this thing on here. Alright, so here we go. I put a little bit of WD-40 on there that we've got lined up, so now we're just going to crank away at it here, and we can see it sliding on. Alright, then as we get close, I'll go ahead and undo it and then pull it back and re-grip on it. There's actually some different brackets you can put on here when you're doing one of these, which is probably the ones I should have on there, but this thing's sliding on so easy that I think we're not going to have an issue. So we'll go ahead and crank it down again, and then run it the rest of the way on. And what I kind of do is it gets close, is try and tuck all these loose ends under this little plastic cap, and it just really gives it a nice clean look. So once you start getting close, kind of tuck them in there. Get my knife out. And you can tuck them in when you're done too. We'll go ahead and run it the rest of the way on. It's got a little bit more to go. Alright, that's got it. Alright, so now we'll release the pressure on this. And then we can release the fitting. And then there we go. So you can see here, there's some of the frayed ends are sticking out around that, and you notice on this side how much cleaner it is. So I'll just take my knife and carefully, without killing yourself, tuck these down in there. There we go. And it just really cleans it up. It's all in the details. As you guys know, when we do anything on this car, we try and do it right. Alright. Looks pretty good. Alright. So now we got a nice clean hose, and we can see how it's going to fit on the car. When you have a hose this short, it's really, you really got to be pretty precise, because it's tough to, you don't have a lot of slack in it. So let's go see how this thing fits. Alright, check it out. I'm super stoked. That thing turned out fantastic. So we've got the nice hose going there. We've got the valve cover vented over to the catch can. We've got the intake on, which looks killer. Alright. And we've got our radiator core support drilled out so we can get some fresh air coming in from the front. So I think the one thing I'm going to try and finish tonight is to go ahead and, like I told you guys, shorten this hose up. So let's go ahead and cut that thing. There we go. Got that hose shortened up now. So I like the way that runs a lot better. When you're dealing with the straight ends, they're easier to work with than the 90s. When you have like two with angles, you have to make sure you have them clocked correctly. But with the straight ends, you just zip them in, and took like 2 minutes. So got that thing shortened up. So here we go, finished product. I am stoked. I think it turned out sick. I love the way it comes across here. We've got the filter down there. We've got the catch can. We've got both valve covers vented now. Big 12 AN lines going to the catch cans. So no problems with crankcase pressure there. We've got some cold air coming in from inside the grill. We've got the big 4-inch pipe going to our 105mm throttle body. So all in all, I think it went pretty good. Huge shout out to Custom Coaters Atlanta for doing the powder coating for me. They got that thing turned around really quick. I don't know, you guys think we should start it up and hear it? I think so. Let's give it a quick start up. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like this new setup? Do you like the old setup with the kind of dual split snorkels? I don't know. I think I like the way it is now. Of course, I made it, so I'm kind of partial. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. You like it the old way? You like it the new way? I've got the old one, so I can stick it back on there. Anyway, be sure and like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, all that good stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's crank it up and hear this thing. Catch you guys next time.